My name is Mathew Scammell, and I'm doing my undergrad in environmental science. I'm kind of in the last year of it. I'm doing my major for environmental science, focus area policy and law, and then I've got a minor in Spanish as well. And then I'm also working as a research assistant for the Department of Plant Science in the Faculty of Agriculture. I was interested in running for Vice President External specifically because about 2 years ago I started getting involved just in volunteering and everything within student groups and with the volunteer program that the university runs as well. You know, taking the students around in orientation, kind of meeting all the direct entry students for my faculty. Since there wasn't very many, and I usually just get the group of 10 to 15 just on my own and kind of bringing them around. And I found out it was a lot more fulfilling and kind of a rewarding experience, actually just putting yourself out there. And it basically just made the university experience a lot better. And so I felt that this was kind of the next step to that, because I've been involved with probably approximately 10 groups in and out here and there. Currently probably like 3 or 4, and just felt like this is kind of the next step. I've been talking with a lot of people, ended up getting to know a bunch of the UMSU executives from last year and this year, and then I just kind of learned a lot more about the process and what UMSU actually kind of does. And I've had some concerns and everything like that, and I thought, you know, I could have some serious input here. So probably the main thing was the co-chair for the sustainability committee with regards to UMSU anyways, understanding the way that they work. So I was a general member of that, but then the current chair had to step down because he was running for re-election, and so myself and another guy, another working group member, took on the position of co-chair, and then we ended up organizing some events and actually making sure the term wasn't a big waste. So then last year I also took on the position of internal education executive for Engineers Without Borders. They were a really good group, and I decided to get involved. I learned about them from my brother, who had actually gone to Toronto doing somewhat of an internship with them. And so I got involved with them, started actually learning about communicating with the members, since I facilitate member learning sessions. And so I sit down and kind of talk about kind of contentious issues like global poverty, climate change, you know, stuff like that. Repairing the relationship with the CFS would be a nice one. I know that they're a really good advocacy group for lowering tuition, which is obviously on everybody's mind, and especially with the trend increase in tuition here at the U of M. It's something that I really want to work on and kind of communicate back and forth between the different levels of government, the UMSU executive team, all the council as well, and then to the students and the admin and faculty as well. I kind of want to make sure there's a good communication there. With regards to the campaigns, I didn't feel that there was a lot done this past year with regards to the sustainability, equity, mental health and wellness, and then sexual assault as well, which are the 4 main ones that they have going on. With regards to sustainability specifically, I thought the bike dungeon was handled very poorly. I've also been informed that the campus garden might not be funded for next year, and so I want to see if that could be refunded or like kind of reprogrammed. And then we've had some ideas for increasing security on campus. Obviously, an outdoor surveillance system is kind of a possibility. I know there's a lot of bike thefts that happen here as well, and so that could potentially help with that. With regards to like the UMSU businesses and everything, I think a lot more people need to know about them, and so just communicating and advertising what those businesses are and who runs them and everything like that. I think that would be a priority as well. Say UMSU's role on campus should be providing a kind of a welcoming community for new students, students in their second, third year, and then even students, especially students that are finishing their degrees as well. Another role that they should play is actually communicating between the faculty association and the admin as well. I felt like the strike at first initially was possibly handled poorly, just because they didn't take a stance, and they didn't immediately just bring it to a vote of which which councillors wanted to support the strike, not support the strike. I think taking a neutral stance was possibly not the best idea. So right now, I think UMSU should be focused on the 4 campaigns that they're currently kind of promoting. I know the speaker series are supposed to help with that, and I've only heard of 1 speaker series so far this year. I think that they kind of dropped the ball on that one. Another thing that they should be doing right now is kind of making sure that everybody's on the same page with regards to the possibility of a strike happening next year as well. Just basically communicating between the students and the UMSU, the union itself, making sure that everybody actually knows what is happening as well. And then in addition to that, I think what UMSU should also be focusing on, which kind of I'm surprised hasn't happened yet, is that what UMSU actually is. They need to let students know that they are part of it. I've had conversations with people asking them just signing them up for student groups or other things, just asking them, oh, well, are you our UMSU member? Because you have to check off the box or something. They say, oh, I don't think so. It's like, well, are you an undergrad? And they usually say, yeah. It's like, well, you're paying the fees. And they honestly, they're just completely unaware that there's this union that represents them, that they pay dues and fees to, but they don't necessarily have the knowledge, and I think the communication could be improved greatly.